Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here with Gents. Hope that you're doing well. It's time to take a look at another Lattafa perfumes release. So a little bit ago, I did a review on this one here, Assad from Lattafa, and this is a clone of Sauvage Elixir from Dior, and a really good one, especially when you consider the price. Way cheaper than the Dior. Way cheaper. So at the same time that I got that one in, I got in this one as part of the same order, and this one is called Suqraat. I think, Suqraat. Both of those I got from fragrancebuy.ca. I've been checking out some more of the Lattafa fragrances here lately because turns out some of them are actually really good. So in today's video, I'm gonna let you know what this is a clone of. Spoiler alert, you already know because you read the title of the video, I'm assuming. And I'll let you know whether or not it's worth checking out and let you know if it's as good as the last one that we covered. So let's jump into it. Let's check out Suqraat. So like I said, I got this one from fragrancebuy.ca. I don't know if you guys are signed up for their email list or not. If you are, you already know this, but if you're not, they're running a sale. So it's running until July 4th at midnight, and they gave a couple codes out, so I'm gonna throw those to you just in case you missed it or you don't wanna go to the website and look for yourself. So the first code is 10 for Canada. There it is, 10 for Canada. It'll give you 10% off any order over $55 Canadian, or 10% off plus free shipping for any order over $155 Canadian. But they didn't leave us Americans out. They also have the code 10 for America as well. That one will give you 10% off any order over $46, and then 10% off plus free shipping for any order over $126, and that's US. They also have free samples for the first 1,000 customers, bonuses for the first 500 customers, and some door breakers, which is on their front page where it's just a lot of fragrances heavily marked off. So I'll link Fragrance Buy in the description as well as the fragrance here today, but want to let you guys know that that big sale is going on for the next few days. All right, let's check out the presentation. Let's get that out of the way. So here we have the front of the box. You have the name of the fragrance, the name of the house, size and concentration, 100 ml size eau de parfum concentration. Up top, you have Lattafa, the little logo there. On the back, you have the ingredients and a seal of authenticity. I've got to say, this is one of my favorite things. Cheap clones always have seals of authenticity, and it kind of blows my mind. This one actually has a really awesome 3D effect, I've got to say. When you look at it, it looks like it's jumping off the box. It's really wild. But yeah, niche fragrances, designer fragrances almost never have seals of authenticity. Cheap clones always do. Then on the bottom, you will find your barcode. And here we've got the bottle, and the bottle shape is actually reminiscent of the Narciso Rodriguez for Him bottles to me. You have this little plaque in the corner, which you can see through, that has the name of the house, the name of the fragrance, size and concentration, and then on the other side just has the name of the house and the fragrance. On the bottom, you have a little sticker, and on top of the cap, you have Lattafa once again. The cap slides into place, does not click into place. And I will waste a couple sprays for you guys here. The Atomizer on this one is not really very good, but here we go. Yeah, it just feels kind of cheap when you spray it. It may look decent, like it's spraying out a decent amount of fragrance, and it does for the most part, but it just feels kind of bad. I know that's not a very scientific breakdown there, but it's something that you just feel. When you feel it in your hand and you press down to spray it, it feels cheap. Ultimately, that doesn't matter. So long as it sprays out the fragrance, you're good to go. So this one is gonna run you right at 25 bones. A little bit less, actually. I think it's like $24 and some change US as of right now. But we'll just round up and say $25 is what it's gonna cost you. And that is, for this one, 100 mils in size. So in keeping with Lattafa's traditions, the note breakdown here makes not really any sense at all. There are actually multiple note breakdowns on the internet for this one. So it's another case of Lattafa just putting something out there and not really giving a crap as far as the note breakdown goes. They're pretty good about that. And by good about that, I mean bad about that. A lot of times though, you do have clone fragrance houses that put out fragrances with note breakdowns that make absolutely no sense to what you're actually smelling. None of it is accurate. So I don't think I'm going to give you guys an official note breakdown from this one just because there are multiple note breakdowns on there. and I'm not sure which one Lattafa intended to be the official one, or if they actually even have an official note breakdown. If you go to Profumo and you look this fragrance up, it will pull up and it will have no notes on there at all, and that's just kind of how this one is. So if you go to Profumo and you see this and you think, well, there are no notes, how does it smell? Well, I can help you with that. It smells similar to a very popular fragrance, much more expensive than this one. It's from Armani. It's Acqua di Gio Profumo. Now, there are differences between the Lattafa and Acqua di Gio Profumo, and we'll get into that as we go along. But I will tell you right up front here, this is a darn good clone. It's not the first time that Acqua di Gio has been cloned by a major and inexpensive clone house. Armaf has one. Actually, Armaf might have more than one. And some of the other houses out there have Acqua di Gio alternatives as well. But this one could be one of the best, if not the best, when you're talking cheapies. So when you first spray on Suqraat, it is immediate. You know right away, yeah, that is Acqua di Gio. It's very apparent. It has that DNA right off the top. So you have bergamot right off the top, immediately apparent. It has a little bit of an aquatic feel, pops of fresh spices, and white florals underneath everything else. Like I said, Acqua di Gio through and through. Where it differentiates a bit from Acqua di Gio Profumo is that Acqua di Gio Profumo has, to me anyway, a more pronounced incense note to it. Now, the incense in Acqua di Gio Profumo is not massive, it's not overly smoky, but it does add a nice bit of depth. It adds a little counterbalance, a counterpoint to the fresher notes in there, makes it better suited for cool weather than some of the other or most of the other Acqua di Gio fragrances out there. And it's one of the things that really sets Profumo apart is that incense. It helps set this off from a lot of the other ones in the line. Now, this one is a twist, it's a take on Acqua di Gio Profumo, but where it's missing out a little bit on what makes Profumo Profumo is the incense. It doesn't really come across as strong in here to me as the Acqua di Gio does. Another thing that is different here is Acqua di Gio Profumo has ever so slightly more depth, which you would expect. You pick up more floral nuances in Acqua di Gio Profumo as the fragrance dries down, kind of playing along the periphery of the scent than you do here. This one keeps it more straightforward. So while you can pick up those pieces in here that you'll find in Acqua di Gio Profumo, it's not as pronounced, it's not as well blended, you could say. So while this is very obviously a take on Acqua di Gio Profumo, it does have those differences, those slight differences. But like with Assad and Sauvage Elixir, when I'm telling you this, that is me kind of nitpicking a little bit. So I'm looking for those differences and I'm kind of blowing them up bigger than your normal person is going to experience themselves. A normal person is gonna smell this and be like, whoa, that is Acqua di Gio Profumo, wow. It's one of those deals where you have to spray it on side by side and start doing the whole dance back and forth, smelling one fragrance and then the other. Oh yeah, I've got a 5% difference here. Wow, it's not the same. But I still need to tell you guys that there are those differences, just so you know it's not exactly the same. This one stays clean and fresh pretty much the entire way into the dry down. It's almost like splitting the difference between Acqua di Gio and Acqua di Gio Profumo to an extent. You don't go as far to the incensey side, that slightly darker side that Profumo has, but you're not as fresh and light as the original Acqua di Gio either. That's how this comes across. It's, like I said, a little bit splitting the difference, but leaning more toward Profumo, I guess. So even though I'm pointing out those differences and I'm saying Acqua di Gio Profumo does smell higher quality, I don't want that to take away from what this does. For $25, this is a kickin' alternative. It's a great clone. The quality is high, much higher than the vast majority of fragrance clones that are in this price range, way higher. And it's an awesome alternative to Acqua di Gio and Acqua di Gio Profumo if you don't want to spend that jacked up price to get them, because even at discounters, Acqua di Gio Profumo is not cheap. So I guess you could think of this slightly as Acqua di Gio Profumo Light, something like that. So let's talk about seasons, daytime, nighttime use, all that stuff, performance, everything else. So in terms of seasons, obviously same as Acqua di Gio Profumo. Most people are gonna say spring, summertime, and I would agree. You could pull it off early fall pretty easily as well. Heading into winter, Maybe you go for it if you just want to switch it up and wear something fresh instead of wearing something that has a little more heft to it, but it's not really the type of fragrance that's made for late fall or winter use. As far as daytime or nighttime use, it's going to lean more toward daytime use, but it is that Acqua di Gio DNA that pretty much everybody loves, so you can wear it whenever you want. Performance off my skin is so-so. So that's going to be one part where this does falter a little bit, I guess you could say. Now, it's not horrible, it's not terrible, but it's not great. And I would say Acqua di Gio Profumo off my skin outperforms this one. So longevity wise, you're looking at probably 5 hours off skin, and it settles in and sits closer to my skin, probably 45 minutes or so in. Now, that may not be a big surprise to you because this is a fresher leaning fragrance. It's an Acqua di Gio type of scent, so you're probably not expecting massive performance, but still a little boost would be beneficial here. It would be welcomed. But I guess you can't complain too much because it's $25, so kind of one of those deals. It's got pros, a lot of pros, but it also has some cons. Off the top of my head, this is going to be the best alternative to Acqua di Gio Profumo if you want to go cheap. $25 gets you a 100 ml size bottle. Performance could be better, but it's not bad. The quality is really nice. Maybe it's not exactly the same as Acqua di Gio Profumo as far as the quality goes, but it's not garbage. It's another one of those clones that's done really well. And in this price range, I think that this is a big time win. All right, guys, that will do it for me. If you smelled that one, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. As always, thank you for hanging with me. Thanks for your support. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.